Fun fact, Sqlite is the most deployed and most used database. There are over 1 trillion Sqlite databases in active use. How do you have a trillion? How do you have a trillion databases? What are you putting in there? What the hell are you putting in there? What the hell are you putting in there? That's more DBs than humans by a lot. Yeah, I know, like a factor of 1,000. They lying? It's just classic. You know what the real thing I call bullshit? Okay. 1 trillion pieces of data, each in their own database. Classic. NSA has 1,000 per person. Okay. Now you guys are starting to make me. Don't worry, it's HIPAA compliant. NSA, HIPAA compliant while spying on you. Dude, that's actually pretty funny. It's actually a huge possibility that NSA has one of those 1,000. Let's see, plus 1K people tried a billion row challenge. Yeah, that's possible. That is possible. Sponsored by the NSA. Terso, sponsored by the NSA. See, it's maintained by 3 people. Isn't this crazy? By the way, this is Sqlite. So for those that don't know, we're not talking about Terso. Terso is libsqueal. This is Sqlite. They don't allow outside contributions. 3 people maintain libsqueal, and nobody is allowed. Or not libsqueal, Sqlite, and nobody's allowed to contribute. Is that not just like a little wild? Really? Well, don't do that. Sqlite is Christian software. Is it Christian software? They never disallow forks. I know they don't allow. They don't. You can't. Yeah, I understand they don't disallow forks, but they also don't allow outside contributions, which seems kind of wild. It's pretty much. It's pretty much everywhere. Most widely used and deployed database, Sqlite is used in more than all other database engines combined. Billions and billions of copies of Sqlite exist in the wild. Sqlite can be found on every Android device, every iOS and iPhone, Mac, Windows 10, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, web browser, instances of Skype, instances of iTunes, Dropbox clients, TurboTax, and QuickBooks. PHP and Python has it. What? Wait, just the language has it? Is Sqlite just in PHP? Is this true? Huh? Yup. As a standard lib, yes, that's crazy. I didn't realize that. Yes, it fucking rocks. All right, Cam. Hell yeah, Cam. Hell yeah. Countless millions of others applications. Actually, I'm very shocked that's in the language itself. Most television set and set-top cable boxes. You know what? That whole, going back to this whole trillion, all of a sudden becomes much more believable when you see this. I mean, I know there's not like a trillion devices, but it's starting to sound a lot more, reasonable. Yeah. Jinx, you have, if you have 100 instances of a Sqlite on your machine, might be. All right, let's keep on going. The developers. Hell yeah, look at this guy. This guy's cheeking something, okay? This guy's looking very cheeky. I don't know who this guy. Hey, thank you, Dan Kennedy, Dr. Richard Hip, and Joe Mistashkin. Look at that, dude. This guy's been working on and the Eagle scripting language. Man, this guy was working on a language called the Eagle scripting language. That's the most American shit I've ever heard of my entire lifetime. Oh, it is literally Christian software? All right. Nice. All right. There is more Sqlite on your computer than Netflix. All right, nice. I'm squealing. Eagle ass software, Eagle ass programming language. Let's see. Inspired from this fun fact. Here's a fun fact. Almost all modern computer systems depend on a single time zone database that gets updated when local laws change. It's maintained by 2 people. Does anybody ever think about the fact of how crazy this is? Like how much of our life is spent like right on the edge of just collapse? 2 people maintain this. This gets like, dude, it's just so fragile. I'm edging daddy, dude. It is so fragile. Oh my goodness. Open source, not open contribution. I like this. So I like to actually use the term public source versus open source because I feel like that's a much clearer thing. Sqlite is open source, meaning that you can make as many copies of it as you want and do whatever you want with those copies without limitation. But Sqlite is not open contribution. In order to keep Sqlite in the public domain and ensure that code does not become contaminated with proprietary or licensed content, the project does not accept patches from people who have not submitted an affidavit dedicating their contributions into public domain. All of the code in Sqlite is original, having been written specifically for the use by Sqlite. No code has been copied from unknown sources on the internet. It's on Telegram, WhatsApp. Dang, it's everywhere. They have a Christian code of conduct adopted by the rules of Saint Benedict. Okay, Let's look at what old Saint Benedict has to say about this. All right. Let's see. This document was originally called the Code of Conduct and was created for the purpose of filling in a box on supplier registration forms submitted to the Sqlite developers by some clients. However, we subsequently learned that Code of Conduct has a very specific and almost sacred meaning to some readers, a meaning to which this document does not conform. Therefore, this document was renamed Code of Ethics. We are encouraged to do by Rule 71. In particular, there's also Rules 28. Oh my goodness, this is truly it. Okay. The founders of Sqlite and all the current developers at the time when this document was composed have pledged to govern their interactions with each other, with their clients, and with the larger Sqlite community in accordance with their instruments of good works from Chapter 4. The Rule of Saint Benedict. Damn, this is... They're going deep on this. The Code of Ethics has proven its mettle in thousands of diverse communities for over 1,500 years and has served as the baseline for many civil law codes since the time of Charlemagne. Dude, imagine having your Code of Ethics be like, oh, yo, what's your Code of Ethics? Damn, mine's been around for 1,500 years. How long has yours been around? Oh, wow, okay, you made it last year. Okay, cool. Hey, cool, dog. Dude, this is crazy. The Rule of Saint Benedict is no joke. I actually don't know this rule. I don't know any of this. So I want to see this. First of all, love the Lord your God with your whole heart, your whole soul, and your whole strength. Okay, straight from the most important commandment. Then love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, that's part 1 of the most important commandment, right? Do not murder. Okay, yep. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not covet. Do not bear false witness. Honor all people. Do not do to another what you would not have done to yourself. Okay, the inversion of the golden rule, interesting. Deny oneself to follow Christ. Chastise the body. This is a good one, by the way. You should be waking up and you should chastise that body. Okay, hey, if you want to become strong, fit, dude, what is this? This is the code of ethics for Sqlite. I did not know that it had do not. Dude, by the way, just tossing in the middle section of the 10 Commandments like that, or the end section, the person section of the 10 Commandments is incredible. By the way, this right here could be copy pasted, I think, into every last code of conduct out there. This is great. This is great advice, by the way. Bury the dead. Yeah, I fail to see how clothing the naked helps you develop software, but okay. That is like a great thing. How is that not fantastic, though? Do not become attached to pleasures. Love fasting. Interesting. Health advice and spiritual advice all at the same time. Relieve the poor, clothe the naked. How is this not great stuff? How is that not great? Okay, so why would clothing the naked not be good? Well, if you're not helping the poor, like real talk, type 1 in the chat if you actually do some sort of real charity. Anyone, I want to see it. Type 1 in the chat if you do a real form of charity. Yeah, charity's good for the soul. Okay, there's a lot of people that get nothing. You know what I mean? I like to see that. By the way, I like that I'm subscribed to you. Okay. Hey, let's not call me a charity case, people. Okay. Hey, let's not do that. I'm not ready for that. Okay. I'm not ready for this. Visit the sick, bury the dead, be help in times of trouble. By the way, if you can't figure out what these ones mean, this just means like be good to people that don't have the opportunity to be good. Like, imagine, what does burying the dead mean? Right? I mean, these are people who died and just got left out to just rot. Right? Like, what a horrible, like, how horrible does that have to be that not only did you die, just nobody's even going to take the time to bury you. Like, that's how you just might as well get eaten by the dogs and the birds. Right? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, imagine you're just collateral damage. Happens a lot in war. Yeah, well, that's like the whole point, is that you should care even for the people you kill. You should attempt to bury them. Be a help in times of trouble. Counsel the sorrowing. Be a stranger to the world's ways. Prefer nothing more than the love of Christ. Do not give way to anger. Do not nurse a grudge. By the way, I mean, can't even. It's crazy how good those things are. Do not entertain deceit in your heart. Do not give false peace. Do not give a false peace. Ooh, interesting. Do not forsake charity. Do not swear for fear of perjuring yourself. Yeah, you should. This is great advice, by the way. Good advice right there. What a good list. This is crazy. How much more wholesome is Rule 34? Do not be proud. Rule 34. I think I prefer Rule 34 on this list than the other list. Okay, can we be all real here? I prefer the original Rule 34. Nah, I like this one. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. This is the original Rule 34. Crazy. Anyways, this is crazy. This is Sqlite's Love Your Juniors. Great. Look at these. These are all just so fantastic. Wow. All right. Well, hey, who would have guessed? Who would have guessed the code of conduct is that crazy? Okay. Anyways, but this is where things get weird. How do they cook? There are over 600 lines of test code for every line of code in Sqlite. Tests cover 100% of the branches in the library. You missed code of ethics. I thought he linked it right here. That's kind of crazy. How do you feel about that? Well, it tests regression. It does. Did you see this? It has fuzz test, boundary value test, regression test, tests that simulate operating system crashes, power losses, I/O errors, and out of memory errors. Wow. Yeah, but real talk, would you not want a database that really try? Like, I mean, that's why that Tiger style one was pretty exciting. Yeah. The thing is that it's not that I'm not opposed to really full testing, right? I just don't think it's something you should ever recommend because most people aren't writing Sqlite. You know what I mean? Can I take Sqlite home? Yes, you can. It's 5:30 a.m. here, bro. You stream so early, yeah. God-driven development, it's God-driven development. TDD, God's way, yeah. You know, for something like Sqlite, I'm not opposed to it. Do you know what I mean? Testing as false security. It's not false security, but it's not affirmation for bug-free code. The real takeaway here is there's only 3 developers who are 1, not greedy, 2, moral enough. 2, moral enough to be one with God. Where's the third? Or there's more takeaways? I'm just shocked that this even exists, right? I'm shocked that anyone can do any of this. Your hair is gold. Yeah, the sun got me a little bit. What makes work? What's not actually formal verification? What makes testing work when it's not formal verification? I don't know. I donated to the Primogen and his continuing struggles with type baiting in Rust. Dude, I've been baiting too hard in Rust. Thank you for this. Appreciate that, Benny. Thank you. Claiming with 100% code coverage that the code base is bug-free is false security. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we all agree with that. I just think it's more interesting that, like, it's funny that, you know, like for the most part, if I hear of an organization that's building, just say like some user application, some user experience, right? And I see that they're doing 100% code coverage, I think, wow, what an idiot. But when I see something like Sqlite being like, we try to do every last possible way we can possibly test, and we have 100% code coverage, I feel better about that. You know what I mean? Test for like every scenario is basically good. Do it after, not before. I don't know, for whatever reason, it feels better. I'm not saying that it's great. For something like a database, I'm happy that they at least run every line of code before releasing anything. Can we at least agree to that if you were to use a database? Like here's the inverse. Would you use a database with 70% code coverage, or at least, yeah, I'll go with that. Right? You probably wouldn't. And the thing is, it's not because 100% is like safety, right? What I think about is that when someone is that willing to test their product, especially like this one, which is a very well-known surface area, right? This is a very black box kind of testing. It's extremely business critical. Since it's such a well-known expectation in Sqlite to be able to do stuff, to me, it seems like when I see someone that wants 100%, code coverage, at least testing is a very big part of how they try to write it, and I'm okay with that. The amount of people that don't care about their app crashing because they will at least have their data still, so much trust is placed in a DB just working. Exactly. DBs are just expected to work. No one ever even questions the fact that DBs, remember, I just want to be real for just a quick second here. Remember, databases are written by just as good as programmers as people in this chat. Fuck you. I'm just saying, people in this chat are capable of writing databases. Talking about us. I doubt that. I don't doubt that. Like, real talk, I am not capable. Crimson Mana, I don't believe that even for a second. The thing is that people have this notion in their head that people who commit to databases, operating systems, and compilers are somehow these like gods of programming. They're not. They're not. They're just like everybody else. Tiger beetle testing sounds awesome. Tiger beetle testing was super awesome. Isn't it true? No. I know this is shocking to you, but like, I store all my data in memory. I don't need disk storage. Well, that's awesome. I can write a DB. It won't be good, but I can do it. Yeah, I could write a DB. It won't be good. I've committed to PG, and I'm an idiot. We literally have a PG committer right here, people. How do you like that? Right here. Either that man's April fooling us, he's just a rando from the internet that wants street cred, or he's telling the truth, okay? The liar, lunatic, or lord argument is happening right now. April Fool's gotcha. I committed to a mental hospital. Well, nice. You're clinically regarded. What is PG? Postgres. Come on, babies. Postgres. You may have heard of it. Anyways. Highly regarded. Well, good. Postgres. Wow. Anyone can write a DB, but not everyone can commit to doing it. Yeah, that's exactly it. Anyways, I just want to let you guys know that because this is, I mean, for me, this is actually pretty interesting. And I don't really know what to do with this fact because, like, typically I hate the idea of 100% code coverage. But I don't know if I can hate. I don't know if I can hate that. I'm happy. I'm happy that it exists. True story. I started to build a programming language over the weekend. I gotta say, it's the most schizophrenic shit I've ever done. Barely got variable initialization working so far. Half the parser is just syntax testing. This is insane. Why is there code? Stupid fucking smelly nerds. Yeah. Are you following the Thorsten Ball's book? Thorsten Ball's book I thought was really, really good. I got it. Look at this right here. Theinterpreterbook.com. Use code ThePrimeGen for 30% off. I don't get any money from this. This is just for free. It's just right there for you. I get $0 from that. $0.0. It's a great book. You can just have it. Okay, this is going into a YouTube video, in fact. You just go buy it. Thorsten said he would buy me a beer, right? Adless ad. That's an adless ad. It's just like, hey, if you want to be really good, make a compiler. It's a great, honestly, if you think that databases, compilers, and OSs are all magical, go write a compiler, and then you realize, okay, it's not magical. It's just a lot of work. Everything can be broken down into just a lot of work and a lot of reading. That's it. Now, making the first compiler, that was crazy, right? That was crazy. The first person to be like, wait a second, I'm going to tokenize this son of a bitch, and then I'm going to make a tree out of making this language into some like actions, and then on the back end, we're going to do a little semantic analysis, right? Like that person was a genius, but that person then wrote a paper. Now everyone can just access it, so it's not the same anymore. Anyways, hey. This was kind of a Charles Babbage mentioned, dude. By the way, Charles Babbage, the most, I'm tweeting this, and this will probably get me canceled out of all things. Charles Babbage is how do you say this? How do you say someone that got one of the shortest ends of the stick in all of computers, in all of computing? Charles has a small stick. He's being led around by is the most shafted. Let's see, like what do we call this? Computation historical figure. Close enough. I don't want to think about it anymore. I firmly believe this. For those that don't know what went on here. For those that don't actually know what went on here, historical figure in computing. Oh, I like that. Historical figure in computing. For those that don't know what this is, Charles Babbage created the difference in analytical machine. Ada Lovelace helped program it. Ada Lovelace has gotten, like, nobody knows Charles Babbage. Everybody remembers Ada, which is crazy. Right, which is crazy. They're not remembered together. They're not remembered even as Ada Lovelace. Yeah, it is crazy. Like, dude, the guy literally one day was like, I'm going to construct a machine that's the mechanical version of a computer. Literally builds a computer out of mechanical parts. It's crazy, right? Like, dude, Charles Babbage, man. You know what I mean? Crazy. Just bought the books. Nice. Anyways. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, hey, the name. Wasn't it theoretical? She wrote the theoretical program. She wrote, I can't remember if it was theoretical or literal. I know it executed things. I assume that she wrote something that allowed it to actually execute, or she set up the mechanicalness of it all. Anyways, bye. The name's Bye, Jen.